National Peace Youth Group has launched a campaign called #Dear Mr. President. It reminds me of a song. To get the President of South Africa to address matters pertaining to peace in South Africa. In the letters, the youth who participated in this campaign wrote how they were affected by violence in the country. And, of course, watching their parents being beaten up by their fathers, as well as witnessing the high levels of crime in their communities. To date, over 1,000 letters have been written. For more on this story, we are joined by Anele Zondi, International Peace Youth Group spokesperson here in studio. Very good morning to you, Anele, and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you so much for hosting us.
I would like to find out from you, where did this initiative come from to write letters to our president?
The International Peace Youth Group, its headquarters is in South Korea. So the concept of the peace letter started in June, South Korea, during the time when the North and South Korea presidents started the discussions. So the youth at that time really inspired the presidents to say, even though we've started these discussions, let it really be fruitful. So then they started writing letters of peace, saying that we want peace, we want unification of our country. And then this concept spread throughout the various branches that we have. And as a result, youth around the world now are writing letters to their president, speaking about the state of their country and saying, President, we want peace in our country.
Now, Brooke Benton sang a song, Dear Mr. President, no. Dear Mr. Editor, he wrote to the editor, you are writing to the president. What do you want to achieve with these letters to the president? And do you have a specific theme that you're working on that's geared towards only the youth?
Our hope is, as young people around the world, particularly from the International Peace Youth Group, we believe that peace can be achieved through establishing a culture of peace. So we want a platform where we can be able to explain to the president what is it that we're doing and what is this culture of peace that we want to inculcate. I mean, of course, this culture of peace is inspired by the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War, which is an international instrument that we're currently promoting. And this international instrument has a particular article, Article 10, which explains the role of civil society and government that they must play to achieve this culture of peace. And we want to explain this to the president.
But at the same time, the same token, somebody would suggest that if there's letters of peace to the president, we're not a country at war, we are not North Korea, we are not the US, we are not at war. What do you say to that?
Perhaps one could say, but if you look at statistics, when you start to look at what's happening on the ground, then one would really question, are we really at peace? Because if we are at peace, then the learners who write these letters, they wouldn't express how they feel about the gang violence that are happening in the country, about the bombings that are happening in the country in various mosques. So one would really question if whether are we at peace?
So it would not just relate to external factors, it could be internal factors such as the gang violence that you refer to in the Western Cape, and of course the taxi violence in KZN. And that is what you're focusing on in relation to the president. So you want to meet the president as well?
I'd love to.
Yes. How do you see this particular peace initiative pans out in the long run?
So we, as different organizations that have come on board, we are currently working towards the African Leaders of Peace Summit. This is an international summit that we are currently hosting on the 10th of August, where we've invited various African leaders who are passionate about peace to say that as young people we have this vision, but we call upon the African leaders to sit in a round table. This is where we also invite the president to say, in this round table, let us discuss what has worked in the past, what could work in the future, and what is the Africa that we want.
The 10th of August is around the corner. Did you receive any RSVPs from leaders already?
At this current moment, we have over 47 African leaders that have confirmed to participate.
And those are presidents or leaders within government?
I think it's various sectors of government, ranging from ministers to members of parliament, and as well as the judiciary.
Is this a nationwide initiative, or is it just for a specific, or was it for a specific grouping in relation to the youth?
This is a continental initiative where youth organizations have come on board to source resources to try and make it happen. In addition to this, we've also invited international guests to speak about this burning issue of peaceful unification between North and South Korea. So the chairman of the organization will also be participating to be able to speak about the issue of North and South Korea.
I thank you so much, Anele, for coming through and joining us here in studio. There you have it. That's the Peace Initiative. Anele Zondi, he's the International Peace Youth Group spokesperson here in studio. It's happening on the 10th here in South Africa. Yes. On the 10th of August, they'll have that summit, of course, with various leaders across the continent. Let's now stay on the African continent.